Good afternoon, guys. So I want to do a quick video to introduce you to our chickens. We bought our chickens, all except the two roosters, from some hens that were being retired from a producer. And the egg producers only keep them between the age of 6 and 18 months. So when you buy them, you don't know exactly how old they are. It's a good bet that they are too old to eat. We've tried that before. Doesn't work. They're really tough. I haven't found a good way to cook them. But they still have a number of years left to produce eggs, and they're great for that. In fact, when we first got these ladies, after the first week, we were getting about 30 eggs a day. And then all of a sudden, after about a month of having them out here, the egg production just stopped. And so I started looking at feed, and I started looking at water and all those good things you look at. And then we started saying, okay, if it's not the chickens themselves, then something's stealing the eggs. Well, then you have to go through the list of predators. And I realized that they're not hurting the chickens. We did lose a chicken in the coop, but I think it was due to pecking. Chickens get bored very easy, and so they attack each other. So I think that is what happened to her. So we decided it was probably either a possum, a snake, or a skunk. And every once in a while we do smell a skunk out here because those will steal the eggs and take them off. If you're looking at a snake that's a predator, usually they will squish the egg, so you find crumbled eggshell. And we're not finding that. We're finding eggshells that are just about broken in half. So we're assuming it's a possum or a skunk. So we decided to beef up chicken security, but that's not a bad thing. That'll help us in the long run. That's Gold, my big rooster. I have two. I have a white one and a gold one, and he likes to be heard. So we decided we're gonna just go through one project at a time as we get the money or the materials and start beefing up chicken security. So one of the first things that I did is right over my shoulder. It's our lean-to. We used to have goats out here until we had a neighborhood dog destroy them. So what I did is I got some really thick outdoor paint, and I painted it to help protect the wood for a little bit longer. I put hardware cloth around the bottom, and then I put some boards we had used in the building of our garage to beef up the security, so to speak, around the bottom of it. It strengthens it. It prevents things from digging under. So we fixed up the lean-to. And then our next project is the gate. So you will see that in the next video. So as we did all these projects, as we go along in the last week, and I hope to take pictures and put them together in a video. We've actually had one of our hens sneaking out. We see her jump the fence at night. We do lock them up at nighttime, but we let them run during the daytime. They love playing in the grass, finding bugs, and they're very happy. Obviously, he's singing. But at night, we do lock them up except for one hen, and she's got a clutch over by the house. I have a garden bed full of lemon verbena, and she has made a nest. And yesterday we had 7 eggs. I'm trying not to mess with it. It's one of those, if I happen to look in while I walk past, I kind of do a quick count, but I'm not touching anything. I don't want to mess with it at all. So hopefully I'll have some pictures for you, and then later on a video. Our goal is to get our mama chickens to start raising clutches of their own so that we can be very much self-productive and self-sustaining here. So I'll probably do a quick walk around of the lean-to and let you know what I did there. And then the next set of videos will be about us replacing the gate. All right, guys, see you next time on an OK Homestead. So here is our lean-to. And what we did was I repainted everything, and unfortunately did not get the colors to match, but it works. So repainted the lean-to with very strong, durable outdoor paint so the wood will last a little longer. We put hardware cloth around the bottom, and as you can see, it does not match the height. It is about 8 to 10 inches in the ground. depending on how tired I was when I was shoveling. But I wanted it to be over 6 inches because that's about how deep a dog will dig. So I got it about 8-10 inches in the ground. And then I put these boards around. I've got a 2x6 on this side and an I-beam on this side. Hey ladies, get those bugs. And then another 2x6 over here. The wood on the bottom was left over from when we built our garage. And it works great. I think it just kind of reinforces the hardware cloth so that we're not having anything rip up the hardware cloth or dig under it. Once we had this in place, I noticed our chickens were a little bit happier, so hopefully that's helping. One of the other things we did is, and you can't really tell, I know it's got a metal roof and it's kind of curved down here, but the wind had really grabbed a hold of that and ripped it up the last couple of storms we had about back in April. And so we had to put some washers and more screws in it, roofing screws, to hold it down. The wind out here can be really strong and destructive at times. We do have tornadoes as well, but the wind is bad enough. So, but that's just a quick video on what we did with the lean-to to make sure that it was stronger. We've got other projects we're doing, such as the gate, and then we've got stuff we're going to be working on. The chicken palace, it needs another paint job, but also I'm going to reinforce the windows. The back door, it does have a back door to it. I'm going to redo that with a new sheet of plywood and probably clean up the front door here. So just bit by bit, getting it done. All right, have a great day and we'll see you on the next video.
So if your chickens trust you, you should be able to feed them. Now the problem is, come here guys, hey, you want some? There you go. Yeah, it's good stuff. Yeah. So as you can see, guys, we have an issue with our fence. She just came through. We're also losing chickens to predators. So we need to replace this gate. That's what we're doing today. We're going to replace this gate with a fence panel that we have that's left over. I ain't got no more, sweetie. Go on. So we're going to have this panel fixed today. Hopefully no more predators will be getting any of our chickens. We'll see you here in a second. So what we're going to be doing here, guys, is we're going to be reusing our hinges. We're going to take our old hinges off, and then we're going to put that panel that I just showed you on there, and then we're going to cut it down to size, obviously, and put this in place, put a handle on it, and we'll be good to go. So we'll be back with you in just a second. All right, guys, since we are all about recycle and reuse here, we're going to take this old fence, or the old gate that we have, and we're going to reuse these 2x4s on our compost bin. We're also going to be utilizing these to create the bottom and the sides of our compost bin so that we can aerate them. Remember, guys, always reuse everything that you can. That way it saves you money, it saves you time, because your money is, or your time is money. So save yourself what you can. That's the whole thing about being a homestead, being self-sufficient. So let's do this stuff.
Hi guys, so this is the panel we're going to use. The good thing about being a wife is you get to sit and watch someone else do the work. But real important when you're cutting stuff that you measure it twice, you double check it. I mean, you can always change a line, but once you cut it, you can't add it back on. So we've measured this twice. We make sure it's going to fit in the opening. So we've got our line. We've moved it back far enough on the truck. This is our saw table right now. And he's going to cut it while I'm sitting here and holding it steady. So hopefully you'll get to see the finished product in a little while.
Guys, I just wanted to brag about how good we did. We got this thing set up here. We got the top set up. We got the southern section set up. That's so that we can attach them to the hinges. The only problem though is we didn't pay attention to which side we were working on. If we put this gate in now, it's going to be in backwards. So we're actually going to leave these here because we're going to be putting a handle here anyway. So kind of works out. Not really, but we're going to make use of it. We're going to put the wood on the other side so that we can actually hang our hinges and hang our gate properly. And we'll get back with you. Again, always make sure, measure twice, but also make sure your plan is correct. Thanks. We'll see you in a minute. Okay, guys. So what we've got here, we've got our gate. It does work. So a little bit of a latch. We do have a small space here. I'm not worried about that. But this is our gate now. We've got this thing hung up to where you guys want in. I'm sorry. So we got this thing hung up now. We are going to put a handle here. And we're also going to put a wheel at the bottom so that it doesn't drag because of so much weight. Once we get that, I think everything will be fine. Roll back and forth, not an issue. We'll be good to go. So thanks for hanging out with us while we work on this project. We'll see you on the next project. Bye.
All right, guys, so this is our finished gate, at least on this side. Over here, this one we're going to actually take out and put just a panel in here. You know, I'm going to bolt it to both sides just so we have a strong panel. We didn't go with a wheel. We went with a tension system. I think it's like an anti-sag system. So you attach it to the corners and then you tighten this up after you have your string attached. It's plastic coated wire is what it is. And it's supposed to pull that end up off the ground. It worked really well. It's not 100% complete, but it is better. So we still may put a wheel on there. I told you the reason we're doing this is because we've got to tighten chicken security. One, to keep these ladies and gentlemen in, but two, we've had an egg thief. Recently this week, we found one of our mamas is made a bed next to the house in my lemon verbena, and there are 7 eggs in that clutch, or there were this morning. I haven't checked today. We let all of our chickens out in the morning and then we put them back up at night to keep them from getting attacked and ate. And to be fair, we've lost one to pecking and another one to a hawk, and that's been it so far. So we've done really good. Guys, thanks for joining us on our OK Homestead. I hope you learned a lot. I hope you got to see something new that you didn't know. We will catch you later on another segment of an OK Homestead. Have a great rest of your week. Bye.